Alright guys, welcome back to Into the Infinityverse, where I talk about certain aspects of the Infinityverse, the shared fanfiction universe that me and my friend Jason Voorhees 2011 are working on. Again, we are still working on stories. It's just, we have our own lives, and we're not getting paid for this, so it does take a back burner to certain things. Anyway, just be patient. We'll have something out soon. Ish. Anyway, getting onto this topic today. Today we're going to be talking about the world of the segment of the Infinityverse that it deals with Randy Cunningham, ninth grade ninja. So this is going to be talking about all of what's going on within Randy's side of things in the world of the Infinityverse. Now, in here, Randy is a leader of the Infinity League, the superhero team that protects Earth Prime of the Infinityverse. He is one of the founding members, alongside Optimus Prime, Danny Phantom, Kim Possible, Shizao, and Jenny, aka XJ9, and Jake, the American Dragon. So these members are our leading members, although Optimus was voted in to be the seventh member of the leading seven, just so they could have even votes and whatnot. But among the team of first superheroes to become part of the league, Randy was among them. And the team the team leaders, they oversee a lot of the majority of what goes on with the rest of the league, as well as go to the go-between with the United Nations, who they answer to. A lot of their the Infinity League, and I'll probably do a video at some point talking about more about the Infinity League itself, but the Infinity League is not under US control, or they do have a say in it, but the Infinity League is funded by the United Nations and guided. They have certain rules and whatnot, and in return, there is a lot of self-regulation within the league, as long as they keep to those certain laws and whatnot. Though that might change in the future. Just saying. But yeah, the Infinity League is very self-governed, and it's very much run by Randy, as well as the other six leaders of the league. Now, Randy is keeping his identity secret. Is allowed to keep his identity secret on the grounds of, that's one of the rules, is that it's, identities are secret or public. That's optional. So Randy still keeps his identity, secret, except for one other person. Of course, Howard knows, and that's really, the few characters in Randy Cunningham who know, they know. And there's one other character who also has recently learned of his secret identity. We'll get to her in a minute. But yeah, so Randy also, he has basically been like a voice of reason. He's also kind of like our Green Arrow. That was kind of the idea for Randy, was that he is basically our equivalent of Randy's our equivalent of Green Arrow. In that he's very much against, big business and big government, or government oversight of any kind. And because he's battled McFist, he's also dealt with his own shit of corporate greed and whatnot. But the main reason was McFist himself, who is his arch enemy. So he's kind of had a very he's had a hands-on experience of dealing with big tech and big government and big corporations and what they do to towns. So Randy is very much he's very much more of the liberal voice of reason among the league. Even though, yes, they still listen to him, they all kind of have the same views, Randy's the most vocal about it. In fact, he actually almost caused in continuity, he almost caused an incident between the league and Russia, because he actually voiced his opinion on the war going on in Ukraine, and that didn't sit well. So Optimus had to fix things. But yeah, and that's one of the things, is that the league can't. And I'll go further into it when I eventually do an Infinity League video on in this segment. But yeah, there's rules that they can't get involved with major like wars and whatnot, or there are a few others, but he broke one rule, and they had to do damage control fast. Anyway, so as I was saying, there is one other character who does know Randy Cunningham's, does know Randy's identity as the ninja, and it was a recent discovery. That being Alia Cessair, aka Reina Rouge from Ladybug. Because in here, for those who don't know, Alia and Randy are a couple in this universe. Yeah, her and Nino didn't work out in this continuity, and her and Randy are now a thing. And the two of them are like, again, it's kind of, again, going back to Green Arrow, it's like Green Arrow and Black Canary, where the two of them, even though they've bickered, they've had their differences, they still love each other deeply. And they started out as like no secret, we're only going to go secret identity, and we're going to date, but like they're still nervous about they were still nervous of showing each other's identity, because that was like some next level shit. But after a battle with what is known as Task Force M, Randy revealed his identity to her, and in turn, Alia did the same, because all they knew is each other as Ninja and Reina. But the two of them now know each other's identity and are actually like closer for it. So that's the thing, is that, yeah, Randy and Alia are a big couple in this universe. Everyone also knows, like in the League, knows the two of them are in a relationship, but no one knows, at least not now, that the two of them have revealed each other's identity to each other. So what that might ensue, who knows? But yeah, as it stands, they know each other's secret identity, and that will come up at some other point. That will come up of like, hey, you showed your girlfriend your true identity? Damn. And for Ladybug, like Marinette, you already know Marinette's going to be like, you did what? But yeah, the two of them, their relationship isn't on the down low, even though, yes, at the start they did want to keep it on the down low. Obviously they couldn't, so yeah, it's known that they're fucking. Like, they are, like, everyone in the League knows those two are fucking. But yeah, so anyway, now I've talked a lot about Randy, but what about the other characters from Norrisville? Like, where do they stand in this universe? Let's start with Howard, or should I say the Lethal Protector, because Howard is bonded to another being. That being, Grell Sutcliffe from Black Butler. Almost said Black Lagoon. But yeah, Grell and Howard are bonded like Eddie and Venom. Not so much like Eddie and Venom from the comics, but more like Eddie and Venom from the movies. So yeah, as much as I don't like those movies, the idea of those two came to me because I was the one who came up with this idea. Jason allowed me to carry on with this idea. Was that the idea of those two would be like movie version Eddie and Venom, and way less annoying, because Howard doesn't want to be a hero. He just wants to sit on his ass and eat cheeseburgers. Grell is a psychopath who wants to kill people but can't. So since Randy's too busy dealing with, stuff with the League, he can't always be in Norrisville all the time. Now, granted, that kind of lowers the whole thing with McFist sending out robots and whatnot, because A, he can't, if the ninja's not here, what's the point of sending out robots? B, the sorcerer's gone, so what's the point? So what's really the point other than how, Hannibal is just being a petty asshole? And C, there's with the ninja not there in Norrisville, there is like a kind of a power vacuum, really. Like, there are still criminals out there. There's still a criminal element. So Grell's whole thing, even though occasionally fighting robots and defending the city from any superhero threat, from supervillain threats that might show up in the city, yeah, there's still a threat of like another supervillain coming in or existential power coming in to Norrisville. So it still needs a hero. And in turn, Howard slash Grell provide that. So Grell and Howard, after both ending up being captured by one of Barrel's lost monsters or lost generals, the two of them bonded their souls together, so they are forever bonded. Howard and Grell, they share one soul now, and when Howard is out and about, Grell is in his head, and when Grell takes over at night to protect the city, Howard's now in his head, so they can have a back and forth with each other, and they're not the nicest to each other. So Howard and Grell are, again, they're like the Venom of this universe. Just way more, like, it's a way worse relationship. Anyway, going back to McFist real fast. Yes, McFist is still a villain. He actually was responsible for opening up a doorway to Dimension X in one story and accidentally let in Krang. Not the Krang, actual Krang. But that was stopped. McFist will be doing some stuff here and there. He's still a villain, so yeah, look out for that. Heidi is now a part of the Infinity League's PR team. She is essentially a member that helps like do journalism and also helps like with relations between the general public and government and the rest of the league. So that's Heidi's whole thing. And on top of that, she's also dating a superhero within the league, that being Shizao. In this continuity, Heidi is bisexual and was attracted to Shizao. But the thing is, she didn't know Shizao was a he. So, Guy Hampton, that's Shizao's real name, is hiding the fact that she's transgender. And I have done a video talking about Shizao. I might bring that back of talking about it, but that's a story for another time. But yeah, Shizao and Heidi are kind of on the rocks because Heidi now knows Guy's a guy and lied to her. And the whole point is, like, the whole point of that whole thing is that you lied to me about the whole thing. But they are still, like, holding on to a relationship. It's just on pause because, well, there's a big cosmic threat going on right now. And they both understand, hey, this is more important than us. It's bigger than us right now. We'll deal with that shit later. Anyway, as for other characters, just to name off a few, Julian, we've got ideas for Julian of what to do with him in the near future, and especially there's another with Teresa. Now, Teresa, for any one of the fans of the show, know that Teresa is Randy's love interest, but here Randy's with Alia. So while Teresa doesn't have a love interest, I do promise you guys there is going to be something done with Teresa. And I really got a cool idea for her, and when I pitched the idea to Jason, he was like, that's actually kind of awesome. So, Teresa, I'm not going to spoil it, but I will give you guys a hint. She's going to be tied into a horror property, a big horror property, but you could make 1,000 guesses, but I don't think any of you will get it. So she's actually going to be tied to... I'll give you this. It's a horror property from the 90s. That's all I'm going to say. And she's going to be tied in with that. Now, again, there are a few other characters out there, but those are the major ones we're kind of focusing on. There's also the Sorceress, who is still out. The Sorceress who's still out there. She's kicking around in, like, a realm of shadows. Could that be actually the Shadow Realm? Who knows? But yeah. So there you go, guys. That's basically the gist of what we're doing with Randy Cunningham right now in the universe. But yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of all this? Hope you all enjoyed this. And I like doing these videos on the grounds of it gives a little more it still keeps the Infinityverse fresh in everyone's mind. Plus, it's also fun to just talk about these and kind of give some more insight. But anyway, other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.